Southeast Queensland is in crisis. We can no longer rely on traditional water cycle delivery systems. It is vital that we seek alternatives to ensure the high quality of life currently enjoyed within our towns and cities is protected. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, or IPCC, Fourth Assessment Report, Climate Change Impacts, Adaptation and Vulnerability 2007, singles out Southeast Queensland's vulnerability to water security problems. It specifies that our coastal settlements will experience increased severity and frequency of storms, whilst our inland areas will experience less precipitation and increased evaporation. Whilst we hear much about the drought, the reality is that our climate is changing, and so are our rainfall patterns. Less rain is falling inland, while more is falling in the developed coastal areas. Our dams are empty, and there is public outcry against building more. But when it does rain, our stormwater systems are overflowing. In addition to this, the Southeast is experiencing major population increases, which are dangerously straining our already weak water supplies. Traditionally, we would adapt by constructing new dams and pipelines. However, these measures are becoming increasingly unpopular due to environmental and social impacts. There is also considerable concern that these measures may not solve the water scarcity problem. The IPCC report points out that our region has substantial adaptive capacity due to well-developed economy, science and technological capabilities. Today's presentation outlines how FKP Developments and Maroochy Shire Council have joined forces with leading environmental scientists and engineers to understand, adapt and overcome water scarcity. By adapting the urban form to climate change, they have created an opportunity for water supply via the urban catchment. This technological breakthrough will, when combined with purified recycled water and water-efficient appliances, reduce demand on local authority water supply by 75% to only 90 litres per person per day. Coolum Ridges is a 1,300-lot urban residential community on the Sunshine Coast. Maroochy Shire and FKP Developments are working together to provide an innovative outcome in terms of satisfying the water needs of the future community. The proposed integrated water cycle system for Coolum Ridges involves the provision of standard reticulated water and sewerage services to each urban residential property. However, in addition to these traditional first and second pipe systems, two other supplementary water supply schemes are proposed, they being dual reticulation and rainwater harvesting, and together they provide the diversity of water sources necessary to manage climatic risk. It is a 21st century solution to a major problem. Over the next 20 years, an additional 320,000 homes are planned for the Southeast. That's more than 14,500 new homes every year, draining our already strained water supplies. The Coolum Ridges Water Security Strategy has been independently confirmed as a method which, if implemented on only 70% of all new greenfield developments, would deliver water savings of 6,000 million litres every year by 2010. This would steadily increase every year, achieving water savings of 20,000 million litres by 2017 and 41,000 million litres by 2026. Broad-scale adoption of this method throughout Southeast Queensland has the potential to reduce pressure on municipal supplies to such a degree that it may delay or reduce the need for constructing new dams. The introduction of initiatives such as this introduces largely non-climactically dependent sources of supply to Southeast Queensland's water resources that improve the overall sustainability of regional water resources. Typical household water cycle. Current figures indicate that a typical household requires approximately 1,120 litres of water per day, of which approximately 640 litres is discharged through council sewer. Water cycle with household rainwater storage. When a 15,000 litre rainwater tank is introduced for use in toilet flushing and irrigation, the total water supply from Council is reduced to approximately 480 litres per day, or 150 litres per person. Integrated household water cycle. However, it is when we can introduce the two other supplementary water supply schemes, being rainwater harvesting of roof water combined with reticulating purified recycled water for garden watering and toilet flushing purposes, we estimate a reduction on demand of council potable water supply to only 240 litres per day, a dramatic improvement from the original 1,120 litres per day demand. This equates to only 90 litres per person per day being drawn from the municipal supply. Allow us to explain this process further. Dual reticulation. The intention is to provide a dual reticulation scheme to the estate. This would entail extracting wastewater, that is, water mining, from the existing system and purifying the water using a membrane bioreactor to the required Class A+ standard, and then reticulating this purified recycled water throughout the estate for garden watering and toilet flushing purposes. Each property would be provided with a metered purified recycled water connection. This water would also be used around the estate for irrigation of public landscaped areas. Rainwater harvesting. The second scheme proposed is a truly innovative plan to harvest and collect roof water from each house in the estate. Collected roof water would be piped to one of several large communal rainwater tanks located within the estate. Water in these tanks would then be pumped to a larger reservoir and treated using membrane filtration and UV disinfection processes to a potable standard. The water will then be injected into the potable town supply reservoir. It is estimated that the addition of these two supplementary sources of supply will reduce the annual demand on Council's existing potable supply system by up to 75%. From a bulk water supply perspective, this system will save 370 million litres of drinking water per annum. Of particular note is the innovative rainwater harvesting system. The intention of this system is to harvest stormwater, in this case roof water, for treatment to potable standard and injection into the town supply network. This proposal will ensure that at no time will the residents ever be drinking purified recycled water. It is a scheme of national significance, demonstrating the use of harvested rooftop stormwater as a direct source of potable supply. In addition to providing a solution to water scarcity, the project is tackling the issue of greenhouse gas reduction. Residents will be provided with a third wheelie bin for all household biodegradable waste, such as kitchen scraps and garden clippings. This third bin will be collected from the household and transported to the on-site waste-to-energy facility for conversion into renewable fuel for use in cars in the form of compressed natural gas. 350 cars per week will fill their tanks with renewable energy and in so doing save 800 tonnes of carbon dioxide per annum. This is roughly equivalent to the amount of carbon dioxide that 160 hectares of Amazonian rainforest would absorb in a year. In addition to this, the facility will divert 15 tonnes of organic waste from landfill every day and produce around 3 tonnes of high-quality compost. This compost will be used to plant biodiversity-friendly trees, which over the life of the scheme will absorb an additional 34,000 tonnes of carbon dioxide. For the past 12 months, extensive engineering, environmental and financial modelling has been undertaken between FKP and Maroochy Shire Council with regard to the implementation realities for this scheme on the Coolum Ridges project. This project will deliver groundbreaking results. It practically demonstrates a strategy which, if applied to all new urban developments, would dramatically improve Southeast Queensland's water security, whilst also taking the lead on greenhouse gas abatement. We now seek the support of government at all levels to assist Maroochy Shire Council achieve this outstanding result.